Welcome to Shadow Tale, where darkness tells its own terrifying stories. And tonight, what waits behind a door should never be set free. The first thing Daniel noticed about the house in Ohio wasn't the peeling paint or the sagging porch. It was the price. It was impossibly low. A two-story home with a wide backyard, 3 bedrooms, and a quiet neighborhood. All for less than half of what anything else nearby cost. It didn't make sense, and that alone should have been enough to make him walk away. But he didn't, because when you're drowning in bills, logic becomes a luxury. Marissa saw the hesitation in his eyes and squeezed his hand, desperate for something stable. Their daughter Lily stood near the doorway, humming to herself, oblivious to the tension, her small fingers brushing against the dusty wall. "It feels quiet," she said. Daniel laughed it off. Quiet was good. Quiet meant safe. They moved in within a week. The first few days were uneventful, the kind of normal that almost felt forced, like the house was pretending. The neighbors were distant but polite, offering tight smiles. No one lingered long enough for conversation. Daniel chalked it up to small-town habits. The house creaked at night, the pipes groaned, the wind slipped through unseen cracks, and the old wood whispered under shifting temperatures. Marissa mentioned a strange draft in the hallway, colder than the rest of the house. But Daniel blamed poor insulation. There was always an explanation. Until the night Lily asked about the basement. "Daddy, what's behind the second door?" The little one. "It's locked." He felt a flicker of confusion. The basement only had one door. He'd checked it himself during the walkthrough. It was unfinished and spacious. "You must be mistaken," he said gently. Lily shook her head. "It's there. I saw it. It's small, like for a kid." Daniel forced a smile. "Yeah, probably a storage panel. I'll check it out later." But he didn't. Not that night. He woke up abruptly, heart racing. The digital clock on the nightstand glowed red. 3:17 a.m. The house felt still, but not peaceful. Knock. A soft, deliberate sound. He held his breath. Knock, knock. It came from below. He grabbed a flashlight and stepped into the hallway. The air felt colder. As he approached the basement door, the knocking stopped. The stairs creaked under his weight as he descended. The single bulb flickered when he pulled the chain, bathing the room in a weak yellow light. Then he saw it. On the far wall, partially hidden behind a stack of old wooden boards, was a door. Small, narrow, about 4 feet tall. The wood was darker, worn, scratched as if something had clawed at it from the inside. A heavy metal lock hung from the handle. Daniel reached out, his fingers brushing the surface. Cold, unnaturally cold. Then, knock. He jerked back. The sound came from behind the door. Then a voice. "Hello?" It was a child's voice. Soft, fragile, almost pleading. Daniel's blood ran cold. "Can you let me out?" He stumbled backward, nearly tripping. There was no space behind that wall. He had seen the layout himself. "Please," the voice said again, a little louder now. "It's dark." Daniel turned and ran up the stairs, slamming the basement door behind him. Marissa was awake when he returned, sitting up in bed. "Did you hear that?" she whispered. Daniel hesitated, then nodded. "I heard it." The next day, Daniel tried to rationalize everything. He called a contractor to inspect the basement. The man spent an hour checking the walls. "There's no room behind that door," the contractor said. "Solid foundation. Whatever that door was for, it doesn't lead anywhere now." That night at exactly 3:17 a.m., the knocking returned. Louder this time, more urgent. Knock, knock, knock. Lily's bedroom door creaked open. "Mommy?" she called softly. "Who's that?" Daniel's heart dropped. "It's the boy. He says he's lonely." Daniel froze. "What boy?" he asked. "The one in the basement," she said simply. "He talks to me." Lily started drawing pictures, dark, scribbled images of a small figure behind a door with long arms reaching through cracks. "He says you forgot him," she told Daniel. "He says you will remember." A cold dread settled over him, heavier than anything he'd ever felt. At 3:17 a.m., he went down again. The air was freezing. The small door seemed different somehow, darker, as if it absorbed the light. "Who are you?" Daniel demanded. Silence. Then, "You know me." Daniel's chest tightened. "No, I don't." The lock rattles, not from Daniel's side, from the inside. "Open it." The voice cracked, distorting into something inhuman. The next morning, Lily was gone. Her bed was empty. Marissa screamed her name until her voice broke. Until he reached the basement, the lock lay on the floor, broken, and the small door was wide open. Darkness poured out of it like a living thing. Daniel stepped closer. "Lily?" he called. No response, just many voices whispering in unison. "Come in." Daniel stood at the threshold, staring into the impossible space beyond the door, a darkness that seemed to breathe. Behind him, Marissa's voice echoed faintly. But in front of him, something moved, and it sounded like a child laughing.